Place on Elizabeth Road, May 17th, and hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to Hard Rock Heroes, Dan McCafferty on vocals.
Hello.
And the drummer, Darrell Sweet. How's it going, Darrell?
How you going, Beau? Nice to see you.
Well, everything's going pretty well here. Now, Nazareth is a band that is pretty much more well known in Canada and other parts of the world than in the United States, so we don't often get a chance to hear a lot about you from, say, American rock magazines that proliferate around here a lot. What has the band been doing in the past few years?
Well, the last sort of 3 years, it's 3 or 4 years since we've been over here. We've been pretty much playing in Europe all the time. We did 2 tours of Russia. In 1991, we did Estonia and Latvia and the Ukraine and all these places, which was different. The crowds were great, though. I mean, we did 12 nights at the Olympic Stadium in Moscow and 12.
Rush, I'm thinking, oh, I forgot to bring the album over here with me, but
this is what the sleeves look like. See?
Oh yeah, there's the sleeve. Looks just like the backstage pass. If any of you lucky people.
There you go now. This is No Jive.
No Jive.
This is Darrell and his mum.
Okay. Tell us about the music on this album. You know, a lot of people know your old hits, but how would you compare that to the music you're doing now?
I think it's the best record we've ever made. Seriously, I do. It was a lot of fun to make. Manny left about 3.5 years ago. Billy came back to the band. We got the material together in about 6 months, and we went on the road for about a year, you know, just playing and stuff all over the place, pardon me. And then we went into the studio, and it was really easy to do the album. I'd love to have said it was really hard working around, but it wasn't. We had loads of stuff left over, and we enjoyed the album a lot, and I think you can hear it on the record. You know, it sounds like it was a fun album to do, to me anyway. You know.
What was the situation with Manny? How come he left the band?
He was wanting to get into he was tired of being on the road. You know, he wanted to get into production, and he liked studio work, so he went. And that was it, basically.
And what is he doing right now? Do you know?
He's working in studios and getting numbers and stuff together. You know, that's the thing he wants to do. You know.
Okay, I was listening to No Jive last night. We're taping this on the day before May 17th that they performed here in Winnipeg, and this album just really kicks. But the weird thing is that Nazareth has had a whole string of albums out throughout the 80s that for some reason radio around here anyway has just totally ignored, and yet they play your old hits like crazy. This is kind of a weird situation, and as a result, the fans, you know, they see your albums in the stores, and they kind of think they're lousy albums because they're not getting any airplay.
Right.
How do you explain this situation?
Well, the situation I would say is, it's like, because we've been around for so long, a lot of radio stations go, oh, are those guys still alive? What's happening with them? Plus, radio stations are businesses now, you know, unless you're in the top 40, or, you know, you struggle to get plays. Or maybe they just don't like the records, I don't know. You know, that's up to them, really, you know.
It is such an odd situation because you look at the proliferation of classic rock radio today, and it seems anyone like Aerosmith or anybody from the 60s and 70s that comes together, back together, and never broke up like you guys, puts out a new record, and bang, that's the first thing they'll get played as opposed to a new band, but somehow Nazareth just hasn't seemed to be caught up in that.
They haven't had the level of success of bands such as Aerosmith, certainly not for a number of years. So it's been a longer period. It's easy for radio people sometimes to forget more so than a fan would, let's say, you know. But we haven't disappeared. We're still in it, and we still very much enjoy doing it. And we like No Jive a lot. As Dan said, it was a fun album to do. We're pleased with the content of it. We do quite a bit of it on stage, and it's been accepted for what are new songs to the audience is. Everything's been accepted very readily and well, and that's pleasing to have that happen at dates. So. And we'll be recording another one too next year, so we'll be back, folks. Watch this space.
We shall return.
And if it's as good as No Jive, well, No Jive, hopefully the word will spread, maybe thanks to Hard Rock Heroes. And
I think an album like No Jive, it's what's happened for us in Europe with it. It's got a lot of people back on the side of the band. I mean, like, the London trendy magazines gave it great reviews and stuff like that, so people are buying it, and we're getting stuff that we weren't getting 4 years ago, you know, like radio shows and the BBC and things like that. So it is opening a lot of doors again for us, which is great. If it does that, that's fine, you know.
I don't have this in my notes, but it just hit me. How about including the track "This Flight Tonight"? You've re-recorded that. Is that like sort of a gimmick to get this thing played on the radio again?
Was the people in Germany that were recording the record came to see us at about 100 gigs, and it was their favourite song. You know, they'd been brought up on it and blah blah, and it was their favourite song of all time. And they kept harping at us when we were making the record. Just do a live version of it. Just go in the studio and do it as a bonus track for the album, you know. And that's looking for Maury again. And, so we eventually said, okay, we'll see how it sounds. And we went in one afternoon and just did it because, I mean, we play it every night.
So that one was done just live?
More or less, you know. It was like, well, obviously we cheated a little bit, but, you know, it was like that was it. We did it one afternoon and it turned out fine, you know. So they were pleased with it and so were we. And it's got a great reaction from the fans, actually, which kind of surprised me, you know.
That's cool. It's a real updated version of the song, even though nothing's really changed. You can listen to it and you can tell it sounds sort of fresh and brand new. Yes. And the whole album sounds like it's recorded by a bunch of guys in their 20s.
Well, yes. It's a pity we don't look like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
already said we're taping this the day before 17th, right? So I could say that this is May 16th.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Good. I've just said that, didn't I? This is my birthday today, Beau.
It is.
And I'm not in my 20s, I can assure you.
He's 30 now.
I'm at least 21 years out.
That's true.
I thought you were
6 years out of my 20s.
I thought you were in your 20s until someone in the biz just told me 10 minutes ago. But so what do I know? I'm just a dumb video host.
Well gotten out of there, Beau. Well gotten out of, yes.
Now what about videos? I don't think I've ever seen a Nazareth video, either old song, new song. What's happening there?
We have a couple for the new album, and we're also going to make one for a song called "Do You Want to Play House," which looks like it's going to be the single of No Jive. So we're making it soon.
Are there any old videos for old songs somewhere?
Oh, there's videos all over the shop.
We've made some of the worst rock videos ever done by any rock band ever anywhere. We're not terribly proud of our videos.
The new two aren't bad. Every time it rains and that, it's pretty good. But we're notoriously bad at making videos.
Well, depending on what you think of them, send them all to me and I'll play them on the show. So we're taping this beforehand. Your show tomorrow night is sold out. It's sold pretty quickly. There were rumors all over the place flying around about how you might add a second show on the Wednesday night first. Then I heard on tonight on the Sunday night. Well, what happened there? Obviously, both those ideas fell through.
Yeah. Absolutely. We only got here today anyway, so it wouldn't have been time enough to put this together. And we play Thunder Bay on Tuesday, so our schedule's very tight. But we are coming back in the end of June and through July. And the way things are shaping up at the moment, we'll be starting on the 27th of June in Ontario and going due west right through Canada to Vancouver and then down the west coast. So hopefully we will be back, and hopefully into a much larger venue, because this is a bit smaller numbers for obviously what the capability of crowd pooling here is. But to be fair to the local promoters, I have to say that the guys here put in an offer to fill a date for us, and no one else around took the chance to do that. This is why it's this size of date, but good on them for bringing us in. It's good to be back.
Super, so we can expect to see you guys here again around end of June, July?
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, we like Winnipeg. We've always been pretty lucky here.
Great, so then you'll get even a bigger crowd, because I don't have the time to air this until June 18th, so it's just, Nazareth is just right around the corner. They're coming back.
We're here and we're back soon.
Okay, I always end off my interviews with this, future plans. What's happening in the future after the touring is over?
Well, this year you mean, or?
And any time you said you were going back and recording another album?
Yeah, well, that'll be the new year, because we're working on the road pretty much all year. Yeah. So it'll be after Christmas. We'll probably go in the studio then. Any
special like big sort of festival stadium shows that you hear about?
We're doing, I don't know about the States this year, but we're doing a couple when we go home. We're doing a big one in the Isle of Man where the TT races are. It's a big festival they have a big racing that they have every year. We're doing a festival there. We're doing one in Denmark and one in Switzerland, and then coming back out here.
Super. Okay. At this point, we'd normally go to band footage, but since I'm sorry, I had a prior commitment, we got no band footage. So let's just take it to a song from No Jive. What's one of your favorite album tracks from this album?
Do you want to play house?
Okay, it's going to be the single, and you know our policy on Hard Rock Heroes, but hey, you don't hear this anywhere, so that makes it a perfect candidate. Do you want to play house? So let's play house with Nazareth and Hard